Hey guys, this is Goldi. Thought I would do a live broadcast of one of our ABL sims so you guys could follow along and see what your fearless commissioner goes through to do a sim. So this is the page I usually start on, which is my own team. Because the game has some sensitivity to crashing, I usually save the game before I do anything. So that takes a little bit time. And then we head over to the commish homepage, which is right here. And then I run the exports of all the teams. I hit the reload button. And then I hit import all teams and I hit start download. And you can see one by one, if an export is on the server, it would be updated. It'll say loaded, okay, and then the date will match the date that's in the game, which is February 11th. So we can see Columbus, no update since January 28th in-game, which is a couple of weeks. Eureka, they exported last game, or last sim, but nothing on the server for tonight's sim. And everyone else is okay. My team usually takes some time, I'm not sure why. The other team that it kind of delays for is San Diego. I'm not sure why my team and San Diego's does that, but it does, and you can see it thinking. Still thinking. Oh, there it goes. And we should get the same delay for San Diego here if Jeff is exported. Not as long as Maple, but it does take a little bit of time. Okay, and he's good to go. And going through the last three teams here. Okay, so you can see all the teams in green with the OK and loaded. They're all set up. Teams in red are not loaded with the last export date showing on February 4th in-game for Eureka and January 28th for Columbus. So I hit cancel. Now on the main screen here you can see the same information, and just to be sure, sometimes we get a last minute export by a team. I always double check, and you can see nothing went through here, so we're good to go. And then I can check, just to give you an idea, I can check the stats lab. You can see we had greens and reds, and if I hit refresh here, you can see they're all reds now with the last update date. So all the exports are now old exports because I've loaded them in the game currently. So we go back here, then I save. I constantly save because the game, like I mentioned at the start, sometimes does crash, and that can create some problems. Especially if I've taken the exports off the server and the game crashed and I don't save, I'll have no way to re-import them. Lessons learned. So now we're good to go. So we go to Open Automator Panel. It's a 7-day sim. So I go check this box. 7 days. I look at today's date, which is February 11th, and we're going to sim to the 17th. So I hit Execute now. And you can see stuff up in the left here, top left, running through. Alright, there you can see the game simulating. No DFA errors, which is good, so the sim did not stop. We went right through the 7 days, so this is a good night. Saving again, which is good. Alright, then usually what I do I uncheck this so I don't make an error of simulating again. I go here to do the standings, which I'll post onto Slack. So I select Winter League, standings, and I take my little snippet thing here, and I just highlight the standings, and I hit copy, and I go to Live Sim, paste, Rookie League standings update, sim is loading, stay tuned, and I post that so you guys could see something, or at least the standings, while I finish the sim. I save it again just to be safe again, because once the sim is loading I have no access to any of the screens, so I go ahead and post that for you guys so you at least could have the standings. And then I go to create and upload league file. I update the status report to the server. I hit league file settings. It says 777 for the box scores, game logs, and replay files. Messages, I put 0 so you get them all. So if you miss an in-game message over a sim, no fear, you'll have all your messages the next time you do load up. And then I select all the data, as you see here, for all the leagues and all the information. Save. I hit execute, and now the sim is loading. It saves again. So once the sim is loading, I do sometimes get a lot of questions from some members of the league. You know, what about this injury? What about the standings, beyond the standings, in terms of player performance? I can't see anything when this file is creating and uploading to the server. I have no access to any of the screens, so that's probably the reason why sometimes I don't or cannot respond, because my game on my computer is running the archive and then uploading the file. So first it creates the archive, and this is how many files that are in there. It's over 50,000, and it takes a little bit of time just to reach the total files. And then once it reaches this number, it starts to upload into the server. So we'll just let it run. Let's see, this will take a little while. And as I mentioned tonight on Slack, I did update the web reports before tonight's sim, and I did upload the stats lab before tonight's sim. So you'll be able to take a look, and you can see the updated version because it'll say February 11th here, and you can see the update on the GMs here. These are the 24 GMs we have in the league, and you can see all the other members we've had over I guess this would be over 5 years, almost in real life time. Actually 4, just over 4 years. We can see that the GMs that have switched divisions and leagues, Jacksonville's in the Atterbury division. Hawaii's name change has taken place, and we can see Portland is now in the Christian division here. And we've got one less team in Billy Martin and Sparky Anderson. So everything looks to be good. We can hit the manager screen. We can see all the logos and all the team names, etc. here. Looks pretty good. So let's see how far we are. We can see we're at 44%. So it does take a little while. Take a look at live sim here. No activity going on. Take a look at the standings. Oh. Lumber King's doing really well, 30-7. That's the top record in the rookie league. Yep, 2 big hitters. Alan Markham looks like a real force in the rookie league. He's going for a triple crown. And let's see, Long Beach, they were in first before, but Barbados with an 8-game winning streak has now tied with Scottsdale. So we've got some good races going on in the first year of the rookie league. Slide that back. You can see we're at 67%. We're getting there. And again, no access to anywhere else in the game. This is loading. I can't touch any of these icons at the bottom. Getting there. And again, this is just to create the archive. Once it's created on my hard disk, it then has to upload onto the server, and that also takes a few minutes as well. So you can see, this process doesn't happen in a few minutes. It does take a while. I know everyone's excited to get the results. So I usually sit and wait for it to process, and before I send out the emails, which I'll show you how that's done in game as well. Okay, we're just about done. Okay, so here we go. So the archive has all its files. You can see it does some time thinking before it uploads to our server. Let's see. Okay, so now the file has been created. Now it has to upload to the server. So you can see here, uploading file, and then the percentage, and you can see it's a 220 megabyte file. And this percentage is not really accurate. You'll see it go to a certain number and then reset back. I don't know why, but rather than go to 100, it just resets itself and starts at 0 again. And where that file is going, it's connected to the server, which I use Filezilla here, Filezilla, and I'll show you how I do that. So it is loading in this directory here under league file directory on the server, and the web pages, they're stored under reports, HTML, And then this is the folder I update for the web pages. And for Stats Lab, I use a different folder for that. I go to an FTP folder, and then in the Stats Lab directory, these are all the files, the MySQL files, database files to update Stats Lab. You can see a whole bunch of them here. And that's where those files go before I update within Stats Lab. So just to give you an idea. ABL. Reports. HTML. Yeah, and I usually just leave it on this directory here. This is where the web pages are. Okay, so we're back to uploading the league file. You can see 15, 16, 17. It's probably done that at least twice. There it's resetting again. Usually takes 4 or 5 times before the file is completely uploaded on the server. And again, while it's doing this, I have no access to any of the icons or screens within OOTP. Resetting again. I didn't notice what time we started the sim at, but I think it was around 10:10, 10:15. The whole process, I think I've done it as quick as 12, 13 minutes. Oh, let's see what happens here. $13, $14. It usually gets up to 18 and then starts over again. So I'm thinking 5 times 18 is 90, and then a little bit. So say 5 1/4 times going through. Then I'll get a message down in the bottom here, and there it is. So how I know that the file's been done properly is it says here, successfully uploaded the online league status report on the server. So everything's looking good. If the file did not properly load, I'd get a big capital error message over here. So unclick these boxes, and let's say I wanted to do the web page update. I would click this one for HTML reports. I'd go to report settings, select all the options here that I want, which I have everything selected, and then I would pick how many days I want to do the report. So I did this today, which I went back 50 days to get a good complete update all the way just before the Christmas on the calendar, 2029. But for this update, I'll probably only need 7 days. But I won't run it, but I'll save the settings. And then I would just hit execute, and again, the same process would happen in terms of updating the report files to my hard drive folder where I have it saved. And then it's just a matter of transferring the files from my hard drive folder straight over to the server. And there's usually about 70,000 files, so it does take a little bit of time. So let's send out the league email. So send sim results emails to GMs. I hit this. I pick the date of the last sim, which would have been, I can go back and check, Monday, February 11th. But before I do that, I'll switch it back to Adult Baseball League. So February 11th was when this sim started. So I hit this link, go to February 11th, and then all the emails I have in game for all the managers of the ABL, you'll get your email of your results to your own email address. And I hit OK. And you can see sending to all the email address. Again, while this is happening, I have no access to any of the information you see on the screen. I'm completely locked out. So this does not take too long. So you can see we're almost over. Completely done. Then I go over here. I said sim is up. Email sent. Okay. And then just to check, here's my league email. So that did come through. I usually forward it to my other email address. So that's done. Then I go over to here. Here's my forwarded results that I just sent. I move it over. Then I find the last email I sent out from Monday. I hit reply all. I get rid of this. I don't like doing things over and over again. Keep things simple with a template. Get rid of this part. So sim is up. Email sent. Next sim is Thursday. Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. I get rid of this. And then that's it. We have a double sim on Sunday, and then also we have a sim on Saturday at noon. So I hit send. I delete that. Check that the email goes through, and it did.